What an amazing start to the first series of the day, second day of playoffs, Secret and Fnatic, and we thought it was going to be Secret all the way. But Fnatic just came to play. They showed up. It was an awesome game. And actually, we're going to take it back to the start because Nisha got in 10 minutes, he's got 3 double damage runes, and we're like, game over.
I saw Secret even mentioning that on their Twitter. Right?
Yes.
They're like, thank you, Gabe. And like, what's happening? Three double damage runes.
And a regen.
And a
regen.
He literally, I mean, we said it before. It's a Nisha show when he's playing this Morphling. The whole game was just amazing to watch because of him. But 3 double damage runes, that's a bit too much.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Moon.
I do, but then Moon, somehow, he comes back in the game, ends second highest net worth. And the funniest thing, right, we saw the Morphling took the tier 1 tower at 5 minutes, but Moon managed to take his tier 1 as well at 7 minutes. And just like being able to be that calm and not just like, well, I lost middle to 3 double damage runes, I give up. It's good.
He really played well throughout the game. Like, obviously, it's Morphling on one side and it's Gyrocopter on the other, right? It's the show of these two. DJ, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a DJ special with his curses. But I have to say, Leshrac, the way he played and the way he set up his stuns, he would always go like somewhere in the fog, in the Rosh pit, stun the Morphling from the Rosh pit, or across the cliff where he doesn't see him. He made it work with very little that he got out of that lane. After that beating, he really did keep calm.
When did you believe the game was turned, Kazu?
Well, so Secret was kind of in a good spot for the majority of the game. The first time they got Roche at about 20 minutes, they kept, increasing their lead. But Fnatic kept having pretty good fights. Their spell usage was good. Their curses were on point as well in some fights especially. They got some really clutch curses on Matumba, I think especially. He died a few fights in a row. And I think the game really turned when Gyro got this first rapier. Secret were still fighting back, but you could see they started having trouble once Nisha had problems killing the Wyvern first in the fight. And then once they got Secret's rapier, I think the game was kind of settled.
I actually, normally I talk about was it a draft, was it a play? I think this was just an outplay. I feel like Fnatic just took the game and ran with it. They played it so well.
Sheaves, I believe it's a little bit of the draft with Wisp too, because I heard them. And they were walking past me and they were like, how are we healing so much? That's the only thing I heard.
And it's true, IO's been banned
you can
literally every game.
Like in this team fight right here, you can see this Gyro, Bible Thump. That's not a Bible Thump, that's a PogChamp for this Gyro. And he's just standing here. He's absolutely just chilling on the high ground, leaving his Aghanims to do the work. It's a Bible Thump, yeah, but that's for the Raxes, because the Raxes are falling and he's turned away. Like, he doesn't even have the dignity to look at these Raxes while he's taking them down. At the same time, obviously, Lesh is making them work on the top lane. The Wisp, here he kind of messes up a little bit, but he still, I believe, ends up living.
Yeah,
they got caught here, the Aegis is down, Jab still survives for a bit longer. But this whole fight, everything that's happening pretty much is all on this poor little Morphling as he's trying to do work. Matu, however, he just goes in and he's out.
He just dies.
He goes in, dies, and he's out. And that's it. That's his whole game plan. Like, it's so difficult for him to do anything in these team fights. Look, he's again in 1 second and he bounces away like...
It's pretty absurd later on how strong they were. It's actually crazy.
It really was. And obviously, hate to be the guy bringing it up, but neutral items. Playing a pretty decent part in this game. We talked about the Craggy Coat as well as the Paladin Sword, 2 of the best tier 3 items going the way of Fnatic, which helps quite a bit.
Yeah, it's going to be super exciting to see what the teams are going to have in store for each other for the second game of the series, but you got to wait a little bit before that starts.
Rick Gaming Esports, professional esports housemaker.
Multiple witnesses have reported mysterious shadow sightings all around the city. According to experts, the origin of these shadows is
Secret DreamLeague Season 13, the second major of the season, the first major of the year, and we're in darkness because we are more focused on the draft than anything else right now. We can just put... What? No, it's not spooky, guy.
Very. Wait,
you know what? It looks like we're sitting in darkness over there, but actually it's not that bad for us.
Here.
No, sorry, they were going to pick us from us. All right, so our question was the IO the problem? Is it going to be left in? Because we know Puppy, he likes to leave things in.
I mean, just take it out.
But he has learned.
He's a reward man. No more monitor breaking. No more same heroes being left out in the pool.
That reminds me also, Winter Wyvern, will that be banned? Because DJ actually did end up winning the MVP from previous game.
Hell yeah.
You are, of course, again able to vote for a next game.
Deserved it.
He played well.
But he did play well. But did he play well enough to have Winter Wyvern banned?
I don't know.
They picked it second phase, right?
I don't think they're gonna ban it though. And Fnatic is gonna pick it up again. The thing is, maybe they're thinking this Winter Wyvern only worked in this special circumstance. But I think the hero is actually legit at the moment. He has been buffed up a couple of times. Surprised that Winter Wyvern isn't being picked up more.
The fact you can play it as a 5 as well, which is nice, and still get neutral items, still get stuff. Yeah.
It doesn't matter even without the neutral items. The hero just farms so well. Splinter Blast.
And your ulti is always good. That's the thing, always.
Well, speaking of good heroes, compared to previous game, in terms of bans, we had a Lich ban.
No?
And a Disruptor ban.
And an Omni Knight ban.
We've got 3. There's the Disruptor. We got Lich
still
Omni.
there.
Interesting
The
that they
Lich
ban out
Omni's
the
still
Slark.
pool. Yeah.
Team Secret, they ban out the Slark that they love to pick so much
Maybe-
on their own.
They like Lich a lot, so I would assume that.
There we go.
Yes, no? Yes.
Yeah, Lich.
Lich it is.
What did they ban?
Crazy
Alright,
Ball.
Disruptors. Oh no, Disruptor.
Yeah,
has
he
been
got
banned.
last
Yeah.
banned.
Enchantress got banned that last game too. It is a hero that allows you to deal with Lich sort of in the lane. You can take off the armor at least. He still nukes you down though. He still spams Nova on you, so
So the
that's a
question is,
problem.
we haven't really seen much Omni because it's been first banned so much.
Yeah.
You could Rubik Omni here. I would, at least if you take Omni, you should take the Rubik with it too, because it guards your own. And it's pretty decent against Lich too.
But is because Omni Knight is an offline hero. Is that really nice as hero?
I mean,
He'll play what he has to play, right?
That's
I think
true, that
that's
is
what he
true.
said. He's always been that guy who's like, I'll play anything. Just give it to me.
you
I'll
gotta
make
do
it
what
work.
you gotta do to win.
Yeah. Especially in like this patch, you said like as an offlaner, it's like you pretty much have to say, okay, just
Yeah.
okay to
Well, I
everything.
know he can play it, but normally we see Ice on the heroes that are the playmakers
Yeah.
and the tempo controllers, and Omni Knight is just not that type of hero.
Enchantress can definitely set the pace of the game. If she has a decent laning stage, you have to either ignore her or invest everything into taking her down after, if it's an offlane Ench. However, we'll see. Ench is definitely good versus Lich because of her enchant spell, right? You can take off the Lich's armor.
5 seconds.
And you do so much damage at level 1. You actually don't realize until you eat that first auto attack, and you're like, oh, 200 damage. All right.
You have to react to this pick. It's just a pick. You don't even know if she's a support or not, but she instantly forces you into picking different cores, right? You have to be very cautious when picking your safe laner, because if he is not something that can stand against Ench, you might just get stomped, and it happened quite a lot of times in this tournament.
Now, we did see Fnatic run the Tiny Enchantress combination as a support duo before, with DJ playing the Tiny and Jabs the Enchantress. So I would imagine that that is the most likely scenario,
Yeah.
but both of those are, of course, flexible.
Yep, especially when you have Moon on your team, right? When he played at TI, I think Tiny was his most played hero
Yes.
at the time. But I agree. I believe it's the 4-5 for sure. Not for sure.
I could
Maybe.
see, I could see
Who knows?
Secret pick up PL here.
90% for sure.
An early
Yeah, I
PL?
agree.
Yeah, I think they could do it. I mean, it's okay in lane against Ench. I mean, there's not that many heroes that are great against her unless you can kill her in the lane. But he can go to jungle. He has high armor.
The thing about PL versus Ench, it's actually one of these heroes that work well versus Ench later on. Even though Untouchable is good, you have ridiculous amount of attack speed and you can burn through her. And you build diffusal, you keep her in spots. So actually PL is pretty decent versus
Yeah,
Ench.
she doesn't really threaten him either, like later in the game. Of course, in the lane she does, but she does that to most heroes, so...
Yep.
Well, they're taking a lot of time.
Yeah, they are.
So,
Very unlike them in the first phase, too.
yeah.
They're like, damn, I wish we didn't ban Slark.
Team Secrets turn.
They go with the Mag. One of the things that they did do with this Magnus recently is Troll. So that's also an option. Troll is one of those heroes too. Versus Ench, you can lane against her. Just because of the way Troll works. It's one of the strongest laners in the game. It still is. So.
Yeah, that specific game, Matu was on the Magnus, but we have seen Nisha play Magnus a lot as well, so it's still also a flex pick.
Yeah, it is. And we talked about this here. You get 2 bracers, treads, you have 2,000 HP at level 10. Like, you farm super quick, you can make plays on the map, you can do everything.
How do you guys feel about PA at the moment? We haven't seen her pretty much at all, right?
I think it's a hard hero to pick, but when you have Magnus, I mean, that's one of the ways that you can enable
And
the
you're
hero.
playing versus Ench as well.
Exactly, yeah. It's also one of the better heroes against Ench. So I could see it in the next phase. At least from Secret, I like the Wyvern ban a lot. Wyvern obviously was very strong last game. It's a super known Magnus counter nowadays.
Yeah.
It's really easy to play against that hero.
You just wait for the RP. After the RP, you follow up with your ulti, and especially if you get RNG and you suddenly have Ninja Gear in your inventory. Like it's so ridiculous.
That certainly helps too.
In these 2 days, Ninja Gear has been my most valuable item.
Yeah.
Last night for that Disruptor and OD, and today with the Winter Wyvern pickup.
Yeah, like when you play against Mag, or when you draft against Mag, you kind of want to, at least when you play against Magnus, you want to have heroes in your team that combo break the RP. So if you have like an offlane Abaddon, you can ulti yourself, you can shield your ally. Same story with the Wyvern. Heroes like Tidehunter as well, if you get caught in the Ravage, you break 3 after like 1-2 seconds, depending on the damage, and then you use your Ravage. So those are kind of the heroes that Secret are looking to take out right now in their bans.
And there was the PL.
Yeah.
Good hero. We're going to see some new carry heroes as well. No Flarks, no PLs this game.
Yeah.
Probably not a Gyro without that IO.
I'm a little worried that the go-to after that might be a Naga or something like that.
Could be. You're not a Naga fan?
More so
really
than used to, but it's still not a super exciting hero to watch, like a Slark.
Very timing, right? Diffusal Manta, do stuff.
Yeah, Naga is very straightforward, like you know what you expect from the hero. And I like heroes that can have a bit more diversity, where you can not all the time see what's coming.
Considering how much Fnatic likes Medusa, I'm surprised they didn't think about banning that. Instead, they go with the OD. But that's one of those heroes that you talked, like you need these combo breakers, and OD can definitely serve in that matter. You have that imprisonment to stop Magnus from just finishing off the target that he has RP'd.
Very rare you go below like 1 reserve time before. Usually it's like the second picking phase when you really think, not the banning phase.
Yeah, both teams are kind of low, to be honest.
They banned the Troll, we talked about this earlier. Secret just played it, and that's pretty much it. But the thing is, I don't think they played it because they really wanted the Troll, but because all the other options were depleted, everything else got banned.
Yeah, I think most of the time you don't really want Troll.
Exactly.
Like, it's not your first choice.
And this might be a kind of a bad approach, because now you're banning a hero that they picked because they had to. They did win with the Troll, but...
5 seconds remaining.
I assume they're going for, if the Enchantress is a 5, which we're presuming it's Ice hero here. No, it's Ember.
They want to keep the Eng open, I guess, between 3 and 5. So they're using one more core pick here, just to, you know, keep their options open.
And it's such a good core hero as well. You can run him safe, mid, it doesn't really matter. Don't know, versus Magnus, it could be problematic for Ember though. But
this is such a different draft from Fnatic though, like right, last game you had the late game kind of secured, you had this huge team fight, now you have an inch tiny Ember, right? Like you don't really have any team fight, like compared to last game when you had all the team fight.
You just have such a hectic lineup at the moment. They're all over the place. They can, if these 3 heroes, when I see them, if you're a level above your enemy, you can destroy them. You can just outplay them, play with them, right? But if you aren't, it can get really hairy.
And now Secret's the exact opposite. They have all the team fight this game, all 3 heroes.
Fnatic, I really think they need to address this somehow and get something that combo breaks, like Azu stated before. Some saves at least.
If they play carry Tiny, I would like Rubik a lot actually for their lineup. I think if they can fit in a Rubik here on Fnatic, it's pretty strong. It's good against Shaker, it's good against Mag. Stealing Fisher or RP would be pretty good. Even Frost Shield in this game. But I'm not sure how open they are to playing, you know, the Tiny not on 4 but somewhere else, on 1 or 2.
It could be on Moon 23.
Morphling.
All right.
Morphling versus the Shaker as well, so perhaps they're thinking Team Secret. We've seen what Nisha can do with that Morphling, and if he snatches it now together with the Shaker, we're just done. We won't have a chance. And I do like the Morphling, at least in a way that they stole it away from them. It doesn't really necessarily mess with Fnatic's plan all too much, because they do have this playmaking. Ember Spirit, Tiny, and Eng still can pretty much be your supports or not. Eng can be on the offlane, it doesn't matter. I think Morphling is an open pick and it's good for Fnatic.
Yeah, and I like that they keep the Ice's hero secret. Like even if it is an Eng, we don't know yet. And I do think that that's just credit to the role Ice plays in this team.
Yeah, I mean, he got the last pick last game as well, and we were all a little bit like,
Clockwork?
Made it work, Monkey King, all right. Well, you just can't team fight Secret ever.
Yet.
I mean, I don't think there's a hero that enables you to ever team fight versus a Lich, Mag, Earthshaker, Monkey King. If their cooldowns are up, I mean, they have an Ember Morphling, right? They're just going to be split pushing this entire game.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I don't really see Fnatic changing that fact with their last pick.
can't.
I do think that Morph is a little susceptible to both Mag and Shaker because you don't really build items that, you know, stop you from being stunned. Sure, if you go BKB on Morph, but I mean, it's not
Doesn't
really...
matter, still Fissure can come from
it's
the
one
fog.
It's not one of your favorite items. Obviously, RP will go through it anyway. I hope that Monkey goes for Diffusal Blade this game. It's really strong against the other cores.
The thing that I see for Fnatic right now is the fact that their mid might suffer quite a lot. I think they're going to have to face that problem somehow and solve it, perhaps with tiny rotations to the mid, because if it's Monkey versus Ember mid and Magnus is on safe lane, Ember might get stomped, and then you don't have this playmaking Ember in the mid game. And if you can't win the mid game versus these heroes, once they get Blink Daggers, and if they get them fast, it's just done.
Puck is really good here for Secret. I'm actually surprised it is not banned.
Yeah.
It's really good against Ember and Morph. It doesn't really die in this game unless you get chained somehow.
And we know Zai plays it.
Yeah, it's also pretty good because he sustains himself, so Shaker is allowed to roam. Because I think this game, it's a lot about the fours actually. Like Lizard was talking about, this mid matchup is really important. So if Tiny goes mid, the Earthshaker has to mirror the movement and go mid and protect his own midder. So...
I like Battle of
What's
the Fours.
Secret missing? Like, if you look at these four
like
heroes, what do you guys think?
I like Puck.
They go with AA.
Oh, is that the
That's
Zai
right.
AA Classic?
I think I would rather have a 4 Earthshaker than I think it is the Zaya, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's really good versus Morphling, obviously. It's also good versus Ench.
Yeah, I
Prevents
like
them
it
from
too.
healing. It's an amazing pickup for them. It also fits their whole idea of these team fights.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
And it's nice because now if this Earthshaker has any sort of farm, you actually have a kill combo on the Morphling, right? You send the AA blast, you can kill him with just the Earthshaker plus that.
At the same time, a couple of mistakes from Secret, and I can really see Ember and Morphling just cutting in these backlines, destroying Lich and AA super easily, because look, they don't really have a lot of save. They have counter initiation, but these heroes are super squishy and susceptible to these high mobility attacks from Ember and Morphling, plus Tiny. If Tiny gets a fast Blink Dagger, they just have so much burst for these heroes. Monkey is similar.
You may now
I just
go with
worry, if I'm Fnatic, I'm just worrying about my towers. How do you defend a tower if they group up at all? And you're just going to lose so much map control. Even though you do, as you said, like if this Ember Morphling have a good first 20 minutes, they could just split push, run over this game, but I heavily favor Secret.
Yeah, I think Secret's lineup looks super safe. Fnatic's lineup, it looks funky, and I love it.
All right, guys. Fnatic's lineup looks funky, but in a way that you guys are talking about this draft, we're going to have a third game to the series, and we might get to watch Sunby draft against Puppey once more. But for now, let's head over to a counter duo for Cap and Kyle.
Fnatic was the great hope of Southeast Asia to start the year, but the year started rather rocky for them, heading to MDL Chengdu and ended up in 9 through 12, losing to Alliance twice and IG. Promptly got outshone by their C brothers in TNC, who won that entire event. But here, this is an entirely different Fnatic. Kyle, they are showing up to this upper bracket.
Oh, for sure. And it's a completely different draft from or from Secret, rather. You have major issues with sustain and being unable to kill heroes. What do you draft? That's right, the Ancient Apparition. It is about time. I've been begging for this hero to get picked up as a core for a while because you deny healing. This Ench, the Morph, hard countered. I love that we have a Pangolier from Ice Ice Ice, probably the original Pango player. It is arguably his best hero and incredibly annoying.
But
Cap, your Pango is garbage.
Okay, but what does Ancient Apparition Core give you that support doesn't?
I think your levels are just super value. Spell Amp is hard to find. You've got a lot of it, and you just throw it on the ground. And your level 10 talent you pick up faster. 10% Spell Amp or 90 GPM, either one is quite considerable. And I just think, I guess my point is, it's just that it's always support, and I felt like it could be a core for a really long time, and just no one's really tried it out, with the exception of a couple times people ran it mid. But
yeah, that was no one ran it mid.
Yeah,
right. I remember him. I don't remember who else tried it as core.
It was still at that level of like experimental. It wasn't something people because you know in Dota a lot of drafting ideas are just stolen. That was more of a I don't know. We have to see someone else try it before it actually enters the meta as a real thing.
Well, we're going to see how it's able to perform as they are going to dodge that lane. They do not want to have the Morphling constantly harassed by that Ancient Apparition nuke, which is really good against heroes like Morphling to start because it is percentage-based.
Yeah, I remember back when like Wisp Tiny was the opener, like if people first picked Wisp, we would just snap pick like AA Tiny. And you know that you're addressing the win condition the entire game.
Oh, I'm sorry. Chilling Touch isn't percentage-based at all.
No, it's just damage.
Just a straight magic damage nuke. My bad.
Yeah. Ward of bottom. This is an aggro tri-lane. You got to control this hard camp. Wow, Jabs actually blocked the hard camp himself. That's very weird because we saw yesterday what happens if you get like a Satyr creep. Like imagine if they have a stun right here. This would probably be a kill.
Well, instead they're going to get the slow from the enchant onto Matumbaman and Matumbaman.
Oh! What a boss.
Damn.
I also love, shout out to the community. It's been like, Secret loses one game to double Rapier and everyone's calling for Matu's head. Like, come on guys. He was playing Slark 2 with the Drums Diffusal Rush. He's not going to be able to go toe-to-toe with double Rapiers. Really heads up play there to find the first blood. And the Apps are going to take out the Courier up top as well.
Oh, another toss back. This is only going to be towards Jabs, but this is probably just enough, especially with that enchant. Such a long and painful slow. Add on to the fact that it also dispels, so poor old Magnus, for example, gets his empower taken away. They are going to try and swap out lanes, though. Mid, the nice Fisher block is going to lead into getting the Jingu stacks. He still has the Boundless Strike. Is it going to be enough damage, though? He does not have an Orb of Venom or anything.
Yeah, he probably should have grabbed one before fully completing the Wraith Band. That's what we saw in the matchup yesterday, I think, with Ori playing Monkey King against the Kunkka. Unfortunately, you don't get the first kill, which means you also won't get the second, because if he dies there, has to TP back in, he's just not able to enter the lane.
Yeah.
Or he dies again, but this is still Monkey King versus Ember. Nisha 11-11 versus the Moon score of 4-2. This is an impossible lane for Ember unless you have aggro supports that roam for you, and they're more concerned with ensuring that their 23 Savage Morph gets free farm.
A little bit surprised they didn't put like Ice mid. You know, just because this Ember is going to get bodied so heavily. But, you know, at the end of the day, he's still going to get his solo experience, toss back. Tried to hit it the Centaur stun, but instead he tossed it a little bit farther back, and as a result, they're going to miss the kill on Zai. Jabs actually taking a lot of damage there from the one Chilling Touch hit and slowed down from the Frost Blast. That is just so much magic damage. It caught the Morphling by surprise, and here it gets a kill on the Enchantress.
Telling you, I love this AA, man. It's 100% move so it's similar to the Disruptor in the sense that it freezes you for some extra attacks. And it's at level 3, it's a 90+ damage auto attack, and you get the range, so it's very easy to land. He's probably going to die here. Frostshield's going to try and help, but oh my, wait, Savage?
Okay, he's okay. He's still got that strength morph. He kills Zai. He'll reset, bring some items back in. Yapsor, meanwhile, actually pulls over. Guess maybe this lane might be a bit more difficult if the Pango has a level lead. Oh, back to bottom. DJ actually trading out with the Lich there. It's crazy how much damage they do, man. Frost Blast level 1 and then the Chilling Touch hit doing so much damage as well.
I'm just going to keep battling down here. Puppey immediately returning, and this is a pretty scary lane. Lich at level 3, 200 damage nuke. Chilling Touch about 150 at this point in the game. And you just spam it. Like, Morphling, as you said, can get surprised quite easily by that sort of damage output. And now you got the Satyr creep, which is quite nice to just keep your sustain up. DJ might look to dive here as the boots. Could look for a toss back.
Pokes at him and hoping to secure CS underneath tower, but denied from 23 Savage. Already has 8 of them. It's small potatoes though compared to the 21 denies in the mid lane from Nisha. There's definitely one lane that's coming way far ahead. DJ is going to be able to get the toss back towards Jab. Zai no longer having that protection of the Lich Shield. Once again, that enchant coming in handy. We saw this once before in this tournament, the Enchantress in an attempt to counter a Lich, and it's putting to good use here.
Definitely one of those counters that I'm sure we'll see as this tournament continues.
Oh,
nice. No mana, but he has a mango.
Yeah, he's trying to juke like the Fisher to be on the right side, but unfortunately, Yapster just keeps on holding it.
Yeah, nice kill. And this is what we saw yesterday as well, where this Shaker support seems much stronger when you have advantageous lanes and you can play both of them, right? So top and mid are 1v1s, and he effectively threatens both at all times, and he's been able to secure kills in both lanes. So now Monkey King absolutely dominating the Ember, and up
the
top,
chill
Mag
touch
farm.
hit. That was a little bit scary there for 23 Savage as he loses his support. But yeah, I see what you're saying, especially once they get those higher levels of power.
Yeah.
Pango's feeling the pain of all that cleave damage, and all of a sudden if Earthshaker shows up, he's dumpstered. Same goes for Moon. Obviously, he's been pre-dumpstered.
And really cool thing there from Nisha. I love this from Secret, a lot of the higher level teams. I saw Nigma doing this yesterday, where he goes to check top rune, but like he just heads up early, stacks a camp for his mag, and walks past top rune in 6 minutes. So it's just very hyper efficient. It's not important to get every single CS mid. That map control is critical. And look, Matoma Man immediately gonna pick that up and farm the stack immediately. So just handing gold to your ally and yourself, you get bonus gold from stacking. That is the most satisfying feeling as a support when you start hearing the ka-ching ka-ching in your ear, and you know that someone's farming your stack and you're getting that ward money. Oh wait, wards are free.
You're just walking around the map, getting free money. This bottom lane is beginning to become a bit one-sided. I know it's still a dual lane versus a tri-lane, so it's probably not expected to go that well for Secret, but it feels like they're just dying over and over again as DJ has found multiple openings, being able to get that toss back. Monkey King with an Ironwood tree. So he can plant some trees for himself to hop onto.
Can you... Wow, so you... And what's the range on the tree
is not
plant?
that far.
It's 800.
To plant a tree?
It's 800 units to plant a tree.
Is it really that far?
It is. It's really that far. We thought about it for like the implications for a timber saw, but yeah. Oh, nice block. Ice has no W, so isn't able to roll over it.
He's gonna roll back, bounces on the crystals, kind of off the mark there. On to Zai.
As soon as he hits 6, this Morph of Savage has to play so much more cautious. And I like the build from this MK as well. Nisha going for the 3 points in W. You've already dominated the lane. The tree dance is how you actually farm jungle and waves and accelerate.
Oh, he does have the swashbuckle, and he's not going to be latched by the cold feet either, so he'll be fine. Nisha just keeps on bouncing between this one medium camp and the mid lane. Ember Spirit does have his level 6, though. We'll see what kind of rotations we're going to be making.
Yeah. He's actually doing surprisingly well. When you consider he died, the fact that Moon is only 1,000 net worth behind the Monkey King, it's quite impressive. Yapster grabs another kill, rotating towards bottom now. And again, this is just the dream for this 4 Shaker when all 3 of your lanes offer opportunities to grab kills. So he helps secure top and mid, and now he's rotating and ensuring his tri-lane.
And it's becoming a nightmare for the ice-sized Pango. His first couple of rotations have failed miserably.
Yep. It's a tough lane to get aggro into because the Lich A just turn around and run from you, and it's not as if an Enchantress Morph really offer much lockdown to help you out.
Yeah.
It's Moon that you really want to be playing with. That's the strength of this draft, is just how aggressive and how much reach you can play with both Ember and Pango up ahead. But Moon forced to recover, as you just saw there, farming a stack. Can't go toe-to-toe with Nisha, and didn't really have the greatest laning phase.
A little bit surprised to see he hasn't tried to gank mid just because Nisha is such a big looming threat in this game. 81 and 25. He's 30 CS above anybody else in the game. Oh, nice block, jabs. He's stuck, and he's ice blasted, and he's easily brought down by Team Secret. 8-7 now. Fnatic still holding that slight lead. Nisha does manage to get the Jingu stacks. Of course, Moon always has that defensive remnant ready to go in this lane. Doesn't really miss any CS for it either. Ice. He's going to be threatening his ultimate. He wants control over this bounty rune. He's going to try and get both at the top lane because they've already given up on bottom.
Yep, Outpost's about to be active as well. You know, I'm surprised, and I wonder if the Frog and the beta testers are as well, that there really isn't much more contesting over these outposts. You remember when bounty runes were introduced? A lot of times, you know, people realize, hey, we should smoke for these, like, we end up forcing a fight, but very rarely do teams try to control both outposts because they're just too far away from each other. You really need heroes like Wisp to get it done, and yeah, a roll used by Ice, but not much force there other than the Shrine.
All right, if you think about it, that's a 200 net worth exchange. He just took 2 big hard camp creeps.
That's true.
Took it away from the Magnus.
That's true. And also, that's like, to me, the Dota philosophy. And I've tried and failed to explain this to many people in NA pubs. You want to farm enemy camps.
Yeah.
You take gold from the other team.
Yeah.
You get the same farm, but no, they don't farm either and misses the stun.
They tried to get a chain stun. I'm not even sure if their stuns would last long enough if they did perfectly chain it, but that was far from perfect. Ice Blast thrown out there. The Avalanche making a mess of things, though. Zai still safely sitting behind the tower.
Look at the wards, man. Moon he's got the dream. He's got 4 surrounding him, nearly full vision on the sides of the map. And that's great because once Fnatic look to get aggressive, they can just go ham. And yeah, I love the AA pick here, but the answer to that is going to be Moon's Ember and the Ice Pango. Your job is to just kill Zai at the start of these fights. And there really isn't much control on the side of Secret to deal with him until the Shaker Mag come online. You probably need at least 1 Blink Dagger.
Yeah, I think that's one of the scariest things when you don't have some sort of instant stun to protect yourself against Pango, right? Because he can aggressively swashbuckle on you and freely rolling thunder against someone like the Ancient Apparition. So he is going to have a bit of a rough game unless he is able to build an answer to that. Nisha chasing Moon once again. Moon does have some remnants here to work with, but only 1 more to go. Matamaman, oh, nice interception there with the toss. Quick reset.
Oh, man, if Zai had shot out to the fountain, maybe he would have been able to find Moon, but instead gets just where he teleported from.
Echo Saber already. That's going to be one of the faster ones for a Monkey King.
Yep. One of my favorite items on MK because it gives your Wukong soldiers that mini slow.
Fastest time on a hero, 8:12.
Good lord, when was that? Must have been BSJ. He's the only person I could think of that could possibly farm that fast.
It's true, the American Wonder himself, jabs. Troublesome. He didn't actually go for a level of untouchable, which is slightly surprising to me.
Maybe more offensive. He's willing to accept death. It is a pretty damn good, right? It's 100 attack slow.
Yeah, and all these heroes, like,
especially
chilling
AA.
touch, right?
Yeah,
he wants to right-click you. There's, he does manage to hit the stun on a Puppy. They're going to commit, but the Cold Feet actually launches him down. They're going to be able to get the Ice Blast. The Chain Frost doesn't bounce back to Moon. They needed to get the kill, and finally it does so. A good exchange there. Support for Core. Back over to mid lane now. DJ. This long-range initiation is going to be something the supports of Fnatic have to worry about a lot. Fortunately, DJ just tanky enough to survive through it. But they're going to have to watch out. Fissure and Boundless Strike can always start a fight with a Primal Spleen to follow it up.
Yeah, the build for Nisha is so good here. Echo Diffusal is just this massive timing spike where all of a sudden it's just so much damage.
Yeah.
It's one of the heroes with the, if you consider like gold efficiency, it's one of the highest CPM. Oh.
They're trying to make a fast move. The Balance Strike misses. They haven't committed the RP just yet. A Fisher is going to catch him, and now they'll go for it. And with no Swashbuckle, stun also lasting too long, Ice gets picked off.
Nice kill.
Still, though, it was a lot committed to be able to get that kill. They're going to try and turn it into a tower as Fnatic are doing the same at bottom.
And Secret have done a good job. They're targeting the tempo controllers of Fnatic, not looking to hunt 23 Savage in the jungle. It's like two different philosophies of Dota. You can hunt the enemy playmakers to ensure that once you hit the mid game, you're going to be able to make moves, or you can try and slow down the carry and just know that you'll be ahead in the sense that you're going to scale better. But it does mean that this Morph is approaching, because consider Nisha's had a dream game, and he's still in spitting distance on the Morph, who is arguably the hardest carry in this game, but you consider Secret also did draft in AA. It's much like when you play up against a Huskar too. You sort of don't need to worry about it anymore because it removes what makes Morph invulnerable in the toggle shifting. So it sort of just addresses the win condition by itself. So it makes sense that they're focusing on slowing down Moon's Ember and the Ice Pango primarily.
Rolling Thunder. Just again, threatening it over and over again. Ice. Forced away, though. So much damage right away. Just a little bit of poke damage. I know you love that, right, Kyle? Like a team that is able to repeatedly poke at the enemy. They've got this long-range chilling touch with the extra range. Boundless Strike, Fisher. There's a great way to threaten a kill on somebody without committing whatsoever. DJ, whoa, a toss almost saves his life, but Yapzor
and
clinches the kill and gets the blink.
I like the decision to just stay with straight up Tranquil's Magic Stick Rush the Blink Dagger. You see a lot more build up nowadays on Shakers, Arcanes, or Soul Ring almost always. But there is something to be said for just getting a good old-fashioned Blink Dagger at just 15 minutes into a game.
Yeah, especially against this kind of lineup where these heroes like Ice's Pango, or the Morphling, or the Ember Spirit.
You said long-range harass, Cap, but that was just 4 heroes with 4 incredibly long-range abilities finding a kill for free. And that's going to be a mid-tower as well, most likely.
Oh, they're going to buy back as they found the initiation on Matama Man, but is this good enough? He's rather tanky. Wukong's command comes out. Now they need to be able to get out of it. Look at that. The Cinder Skates holding in Ice. He's going to be able to hop over the Fisher. He still needs to be able to get out that Rolling Thunder. He finally does, but he's so low, he can't actually fight that well. Any physical damage coming his way. Fortunately, Moon's going to come in and clean up these support kills. They did get Matama Man in the end as well, so that's 3 down on Team Secret. And a 4th, Zai. Chained up by Moon. Nisha's actually going to drop down and try and go for the Enchantress kill. He will be able to get the Jingu stacks, Boundless Strike up. He has it now. That'll be enough to execute the Enchantress and get a lot of damage onto Moon as well. Moon's got to be careful as he doesn't have too many remnants to work with. 23 Savage. Looks like he turned into a Monkey King before he TP'd away.
If we have a replay, you should pull that up. One of the downsides of this Shaker Rush Blink is that sometimes you Fisher and blink forwards and don't have mana for Echo Slam. Otherwise, that fight goes completely differently, but you'll watch here, a nice buyback. Also did a Monkey King Mag is one of those old school combos. If you were able to get this RP within the Wukongs, like people are just gonna get obliterated. Nice combo from DJ to start off the fight. Moon zipping across, the RP not able to be utilized because he got chains coming through. And look, Yapzor's gonna blink forwards. Wouldn't that be a great time to dunk? Alas, no mana. That would have set up for an RP. Who knows how that fight changes instead.
Oh, that is a nice little kill on an Ember Spirit. DJ tried to put a stop to it with an Avalanche. That was just a bit too late.
As the diffusal timing coming out as well. Just so much damage, Amp.
Well, speaking of Yapzor's mana problems, maybe those will be solved pretty quickly here as soon as he gets to level 10. Oh, they knew where the Monkey King was in the trees. They're going to be able to hit him with the Rolling Thunder, bounce off the edge of the map and hit him one more time. But there is that extra help from Puppey that's doing a lot. If they can hit him 1-1, that should be the kill as a Swashbuckle seals it. He actually gets tossed back over to where Zai is, and that's not where he wants to be. Matama Man slowed down with the Avalanche, pull him back in with a Shockwave, and they do manage to kill that Pangolier. So that's a buyback, a dieback for him. He's dead for 70 seconds.
And that's the best because Fnatic, more than many of the teams in this tournament, operate on momentum. We saw that in the previous game. It looked rough for them. The moment they got a little bit of breathing room, they suddenly took over. And little things like that, it not a huge deal, that Hellbear getting the last hit on Puppey, but it can get you going. Your team starts laughing, suddenly you're having fun.
Yeah.
And it's a big help when you're playing one of the best teams in the world in Team Secret.
Yeah, especially since that pickoff on Monkey King was nice, but it turned a little sour once Ice dies yet again.
Yeah, it's fine. He's got a Vlad, he's got an Essence Ring. He'll be A-okay.
1K gold lead for Team Secrets. They do have the Monkey King Magnus, so I think naturally they should farm a little faster than Fnatic, but Moon, this is a good opportunity if his allies could just rotate in. Maybe with Ice coming up in 10 seconds, somebody TP onto that shrine area, something. Moon doesn't have too much more invis time to work with here. They gotta move fast. They want to take advantage of this. Ice spotted out by the Lich. They're gonna go for the Rolling Thunder here. They kind of know where Nisha's at, and that's why Nisha immediately jumps down from the trees. Doesn't want to get caught like he did last time.
Yeah. Pango, one of those heroes Monkey King's got to be very fearful of. You saw Ice immediately didn't go for the Lich, but rather the trees, hoping he'd find Nisha perched like Tarzan, and alas, he's not there, of course. Blink on DJ, so the 4 positions both have that initiation tool. Zai, and it's actually just, look at the net worth. Look how everyone's within 150 gold of their counterpart of the enemy team. I have never seen a net worth split 1 through 5 this even.
Once again, showing that Fnatic coming into this major looking hot, taking on one of the most consistent and best teams in the world in Team Secret. Every single iteration of this squad usually performs. Maybe not at TI, but outside of the TI.
You sound like a Redditor, Cap. If you're top 6, top 4 at TI, that's good. There's only one winner, and there's a hell of a lot more losers. We've blamed everyone.
Well, I was referencing the Artour version of Secret, but
we
don't have to bring that one up. Yeah.
I think that's, never mind, no comment. I wouldn't say that's the Artour era, that's all.
Well, bye-bye, Jabs.
That's your best.
How many times has Jabs died now? I feel like he's kind of always positioning himself on the front lines. It's very different from how he was playing the IO.
That's just his style.
Yeah.
He's the 5 position. If you don't have the most deaths on your team, you're doing something wrong.
That's true.
At least that's what I used to tell my team. That was like, I will say, I remember we did replay review one time. I can't remember who, well, I do remember who it was, I'm just not gonna say it. But she was like, Kyle, do you really think you should be dying this much? And I was like a no boots lion for the first 15 minutes of the game. I've placed 17 wards in 20 minutes, and I'm just like, yeah, you know, maybe we should swap roles for a bit. I actually think every core player should be forced to play at least 150 games on support in their life, because you'd get a little empathy.
But dog.
What?
Why did you not have boots by 15 minutes?
Bro, but this was back when supporting was hard. You know, wards cost money. You had to upgrade the courier.
20 to 15. Smoke up from Fnatic. Things have been getting very even. As you said, everybody's staying very close to each other when it comes to their counterparts, but this could all break off of just one successful rotation like this one from Fnatic that is going to run into Secret, but they're on the low ground. That means Matumman is going to be able to stay ahead of DJ with the Blink Dagger, and they're only going to find Puppey. But Secret, they're not done just yet. They're going to try and avenge their captain with Wukong's command out. They're quickly going to obliterate that Ember Spirit. Ice doesn't feel comfortable staying inside that either, but DJ does. He's going to jump in and try and finish off. They do manage to bring him down. Zai falls, but he got off the ultimate. That means both the Morphling as well as this Tiny are going to get whopped on by Yapzor, who ends it with an Echo Slam.
This is not a fight Fnatic can take. What's the rule, Cap?
Don't fight into the high ground?
With no vision. Exactly that. You blink blindly in. Yes, you get Puppey, but we just discussed it. He's the 5 position. He's no problem dying. And to your point, Zai, he's AA. All he's got to do is hit Savage with his ultimate. What do you know? He lands it, and there's no escape for the Morph, and then right into the Roche pit. Mag, Monkey King, so much physical damage. Both of them already level 19. 3 above any of their enemy heroes. And yeah, like they don't have any vision here. I like that DJ's got the dust. It actually clips Matumman too, so he's not able to utilize the Glimmer Cape to get off a perfect ultimate. But still, it's
just
not going to work.
If you were going to rotate into that area, why didn't you stay on the high ground? Why did you go through the river, you know?
And you can see Savage, like, you just can't fight into the Wukongs. Nisha does a great job ensuring he stays in the
Oh,
circle.
look at that. I wanted to see what items Zai had because it made a huge difference that he got off the Ice Blast, right? He had a Nether Shawl. That's why he didn't die to the tiny combination.
That's a good point. 20% spell resistance and spell amp, which you notice that it was just Wukongs and an AA blast that killed Savage.
He also had the Pupil's Gift at that time, too. That's an extra 13
and
strength.
Also, he's got a Glimmer Cave. This is something Secret is really good at. I'm surprised more teams haven't taken note. But if you watch how their 3, 4, 5 positions play, they almost always are going for Force Staffs or Glimmer Capes first item, depending on what they think is better in a survival situation. And nowadays, because of the neutral items, it's a lot more difficult for cores to carry detection.
Yeah.
We saw that even in the first game when they were sieging. So these glimmers are super effective. It's also why the Clock had to go that True Strike rocket talent to just keep up with them. That time you have Dust, but again, you're fighting into Wukong, so that's never going to go well for you.
Yeah, this Ember doesn't want to get rid of its Wraith Band in order to pick up a Dust or something, you know? It's,
it just feels bad.
But if he doesn't do that, he can't operate solo in getting kills on supports. Ice trying to get it off. He is going to be Yule Sceptered up. Swashbuckle will get him out of reach of the Cold Feet, but there's still too much magic damage for him as double ultimates.
Not just that, the Ice Vortex. So 30% increased magic damage with a Lich and Zai's AA pumping out the damage. Somebody on Fnatic's got to go for a pipe. Ice is going to get a blink first. I don't know, maybe. I think you just need a pipe. Somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him for trying to get an item that allows him to Rolling Thunder first in a fight, because he's struggling to get it off. But at the same time, like, dog, everybody would love a pipe right now. And I don't know who else is going to be able to get it, because certainly not Jabs.
But Tumpa's got a BKB to go with the blink now, so Secret are really just in one of those positions where losing a fight seems impossible. Oh, late glyph there from Secret. We'll be on cooldown for some time now, but I love the draft because you have the Mag Monkey, right? So you have no physical damage problems. That's covered. And as far as magic goes in initiation, you have Spell Amp to go with the Lich Shaker AA.
Yep.
So you need to buy a BKB, but you're also not really able to go toe-to-toe with Nisha at this point, especially when you consider he's still top of the net worth. Definitely looking good for Secret, but so was that first game. And gotta say, it feels like it's been peaceful, but then you look at the score, it's 26-17.
Yeah, it's because we were just having like the 5 positions die a lot until that like last smoke rotation from Fnatic that turned out very poorly. Blink Dagger early from Yabzor, and he managed to get a Shadow Blade already, as we're going to watch Puppy get picked off as he was dewarding.
That's a tactical feat. You get the ward.
Yeah.
You break the smoke.
Yeah.
You get vision. You make space. Look up top. What's Nisha doing? Killing a tower. Look at that.
As long as Matumba Man doesn't get caught or anything, but he does have a BKB, so it's very difficult for Fnatic to chain stun him down. And he's also incredibly tanky, so if they do go on him, then Nisha, he'll be ready to TP down there somewhere.
That's another cool thing Secret's pulled off here with both cores getting their BKB at the same moment. Your team fighting is just so strong. And once again, Moon, nothing you can do there. He's getting fissured from afar. They utilize the RP as well. You got no hope. And Shadow Blade on Yapzor. This is one of those items. It's so good for killing heroes like Morph, Ember, and Pango. Really, if you give them that quarter second of a Q, they're going to be able to escape or BKB or pop away. If you're just on top of them with a dunk, there's nothing you can do. And look at this, with Aegis, time to siege to high ground. Tier 3 taking damage.
Yeah, this is just incredibly fast-paced front set by Secret. They're going to try and go for Matumba Man here. They do get a nice chain stun off the Fisher block. They'll burst him down.
Thick execution.
Taking a killing streak, and it looks like Secret in their haste played a little too fast. Stumbled into Fnatic on the high ground, tripped up, fell down, got picked off.
Also, credit to the squad and also to Sunbeat, because last year this Fnatic team reminded me a lot, like it's the same problem with TNC before they got Heen, in that they were so talented, but they didn't have the same sort of discipline and composure, whereas this squad, even though it feels like maybe you're on the ropes, perhaps that's a push from Secret that ends up with the racks, they execute effectively like a perfect kill, and they're still all chatting. Like, this is what I like to see. The moment the chat wheel stops, you start to worry. Especially when you're playing on a team with Ice. Ag's next item on the Monkey King. I've been seeing this picked up a lot.
Yeah. You like it?
I assume it's just good. It's similar to the Gyro Ags, which no one grabbed until everyone realized, wait, this is actually like the best item. Like, you should buy this. And I imagine it's the same. You start walking around, you're dropping statues that deal damage to heroes. I imagine it's just, especially when you go the Echo Diffusal build, which is optimal for your statue DPS. Makes sense.
You jump on somebody with a Primal Spring, they immediately get slowed down, hit a couple times by those statues. You boundless strike them, they're still in range of the statues.
Yep. And
it also makes you incredibly tanky.
He's playing for Tree Dance too, which is cool when you consider that they've got all this initiation, right? He's got the range and the damage. So that's a maxed out 750 spring damage, plus, as you said, the statue. So it's a ton of burst he can pop off.
BKB, but Moon still has to be careful of getting chain stunned. Very real possibility. Oh, jump forward. Almost could have gotten him with the Echo Slam, I think. Ice using that to just TP out. He got a Clumsy Net, by the way. A sick Pango item. Because you can Clumsy Net while you're rolling.
And you don't get rooted.
You do get rooted.
You do.
You stay in place, though.
Oh.
So if you roll on top of somebody and you root them, and then you root yourself, it's like you used yourself.
Yeah.
And you just stay on top of them, chain stunning them 3 times.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ice Frog.
Thank you, Mr. Frog, indeed. Oh, God. Ugh. That crit item on a Magnus.
It's pretty significant.
Yeah, Imp Claw. He's going for an early AC. I can't really say no to that.
Feels like every strength hero that can buy an Echo Saber is good in the patch.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll see any new ones coming out. I've been trying to find ways to make Lycan viable. I don't think that's the answer. But
have you tried Aghanim Scepter though?
Isn't that just where it spawns wolves in a lane?
No, that changed this patch.
Oh yeah, you turn other people into werewolves.
A 3-position Lycan, baby.
I'm telling you, dude, I am an advocate for 3-position Lycan.
Yeah, me too.
We will see it before the end of the tournament. Teams are listening.
I don't
Try it out. Trust me.
I don't
Coming
know
from the man who told EG to pick Underlord, only for them to lose the next 4 games with the hero. You can trust me. And yeah, as you said, BKB on Ember, so you have the ability to engage in a fight. His job is to hunt his eye, but to your point, if he gets stunned by anything, it's quite easy for Secret to 100-0 him when you consider Fnatic have, again, no true counter-initiation. The first game, they rode the Wisp and the Wyvern primarily to like, yeah, sure, we're going to take damage, we're going to tank the stun, but you can't actually kill anyone because they're behind us. You don't have that luxury any longer. And it's Secret now. If they find anyone, they're dead.
That's what I love about Zai's build of the Yule Scepter as the next item, because it works obviously offensively. You put cold feet on somebody, you Yules them, they come back down, they're going to get stunned pretty shortly. But it's also another defensive item, because he knows he's going to be hunted. And it even stops if, again, if Ice tries to aggressively swashbuckle into the Rolling Thunder, well, you've got to disable to stop that channel time. And then somebody else is going to be there and just burst him down. It works in so many ways for this game.
Yeah. I just all the utility, right? I mean, Force Staff as well, very effective against the Pango. And the Ember, E-Blade Ags up on the Morphling now. What?
Do you think they put a bit more emphasis on Secret and just having more stuns after that last game? Oh, bottom lane, Ice Blast, can he dodge it? Ooh. That Sleight of Fist allowed him to dodge a little bit of damage, and then a Flame Guard coming in will block the rest. Yapzor will die as a result of him attempting to go for that kill.
I guess the Ags morph. Never mind. There's a shaker in the game, guys.
Yeah, baby.
Why haven't we seen this in a while? What was changed? Because this still seems really silly.
Well, I mean, there's little stuff. The Enchant Totem, there's hang time added to it. There's also the Morphling changes as well. They're going to try and burst down Tough Man. They do have the Shrine right there. They got a 2-man RP on top of Wukong's command. This is disaster for Fnatic, but the Rolling Thunder on through is going to be able to bump side. They just stay inside of this Wukong's command. They're not going to leave their base right now as Fnatic will pick off the heroes that have left that area. The Ice Blast going out towards the Shrine. They've already managed to get the 2 supports immediate buyback from our Tiny, thankfully for 23 Savage.
Now, these fights are insane. They happen so fast. Both teams have massive burst damage potential. It's just who gets the jump. That time was Fnatic. They take a fight on the Shrine and find the kills. Did Zai die back there?
Yeah, I believe so. He did. Dude, 23 Savage got out of that Wukong's command so fast. Props to him and his quick reactions.
Yeah, dude, it's Morph Shaker. This is, and this to me, this is when Fnatic thrives, right? We saw it in that last game. They got to a point where they just started styling on Secret. Now you have that same opportunity because you have all this jump potential. Everyone's on a signature hero. And look at the Pango, Ember, Morph. Like, these are the definition of in-and-out heroes. And it's on Secret now. They've got to be the ones to find the opportunity, but their stuns take a lot longer to wind up. They need more prep time, whereas Fnatic have the luxury of just zipping forwards. They find themselves in trouble. Oh, well, Remnant out. Shaker Ags away, whatever you need to do to ensure survival.
Yeah, Secret's got the distance advantage, but like Fnatic, when they smoke up in those situations, these fast kills that they can get off of the Enchant Totem Morphling.
Yeah. And it's Yapzor with the spider legs, but Moon with the spidey senses there, just ensuring that he didn't stick around to try and finish off any last hits, just remnanting through, because he knew something was up. Only a 1,000 lead for Fnatic, but it certainly feels like they're more in control, especially when you consider how that last game went. Secret having a little bit of a larger advantage even until they ended up losing it, and also the Aegis advantage. It's big. You can see Secret, they have all this burst damage too. You even have the enchanted quiver. On the monkey hold up.
Controlling him. They are going to get the pullback. DJ tries to make his initiation with a Fisher played out. This is actually a nice chain stun on multiple heroes. Trying to bring down Puppey. Lands on top of him with a shield crash, but he breaks his Rolling Thunder right as he gets stunned. He is going to be able to get some distance away. Yule Scepter out onto the Monkey King, slowing him down. But Moon is going to be caught inside the RP. The Wukong's man surrounding Moon, but he's pretty tanky. He's going to be able to slide a fist. Jumps out of the Wukong's man. Farther forward, but Yapzor does manage to hit him with the Enchant Totem. Meanwhile, 23 Savage going toe-to-toe with Nisha. Does manage to get the Jingu stacks and finish off that Aegis. Back down to Moon, who got caught by Yapzor and brought down. Now there is going to be 23 Savage trying to get back. No, he goes back in with the Enchant Totem with a nice swashbuckle, but pulled in by the Puppey. Sinister Gaze grabs the Morphling, pulls him into the rest of Team Secret, and now Fnatic are going to get caught as well on Ice, Ice, Ice. 4 dead. As 23 Savage, thinking he was going to be able to clean up that fight.
Yeah, sometimes it's the same. You see it oftentimes with fashion, where you try to have a little too much style and it ends up backfiring. He could easily have just hopped out there. Instead, they're going to lose an extra. Nice buyback from Puppey, right? It's his glimpse or gaze there that's able to set up the kill.
Yeah.
And also, the Wukongs, again, this is why I love Diffusal on Monkey King so much. You start with the Pango ulti, but no one's here. There's no jabs, and the Morphling is not in range. He's still top lane as they start this fight. This is 3-on-5. I assume they just thought they had a pickup, but obviously it's not there. And now you have a full 5-on-5 fight. Yeah, there's a DD on the Ember, but there's still no edge. And now this is the first time the Morph will arrive. He's immediately going to get full gaze. And if you look here, that Wukong, Nisha standing inside of it the entire time, and DJ ooms himself by running in because of this Diffusal. He's now out of the fight.
Go back into the game where Tiny almost getting picked off as we're going to see the mid lane of Barracks going down. Fnatic refusing to buy back here. Would have been an absolute disaster if the Tiny died as well, but so much physical damage from this lineup, thanks to, in part, the Aggrim Scepter from Nisha as he puts out these statues. They're great at hitting buildings for you. But Tough Man can get tossed back. He says, fine, I'll BKB, and I'll teleport away.
Yep. And now it's child's play to regroup, head towards top. You have the additional... Poor Ench.
By the way...
Statues aren't affected by Untouchable.
Exactly. I have some issues with that one, that's for sure. Dude, just Nisha himself. He has got a lot of attack speed.
And you've got the level 25 Monkey now, so you've got the extra ring on your Wukong. You just walk towards top, you've got RP, and hit the buildings from the safety of your stone army.
Well, just one misstep there from Fnatic, choosing to try and... A set of opportunities leads into a cluttered team fight, a disjointed one where their Morphling was late to it, and they've lost 2 lanes of Barracks now.
After playing so well, I think if the Morph is there at the start, it goes completely differently. Maybe
once again, they're going to try and take a team fight on top of the Shrine. Maybe not the best. Jabs force-taps himself down, but they're going to start backing away.
Jabs is playing so aggressively. He's so squishy.
Yeah, that is, I mean, Jabs, he's just willing to see if they can initiate On him, Rolling Thunder. It's going to be able to start off, almost bursting down Zai, trying to chase him down. You'll Scepter for a moment with a bounce backwards. Shield crash, not quite enough. The RP trying to control his heroes, but Zai does end up falling. And he has no buyback either. But Matumbe with the beautiful RP is going to be able to bring down 2. 23 Savage are going to have to do it solo here. Yapzor almost brought down. Now he's stuck inside the Wukong's command waveforms over to Zai. Enchant Totems to the right-hand side, and will be able to heal up a decent amount. Still has his Manta as well. Enchant Totem a little bit farther. Ice comes in. Tries to hit the disarm. Fisher down. Matumbe almost dead, but that Ghost Scepter, it's almost enough for him to live. In fact, it is. He managed to skewer himself out. The Morphling trying to go for the shotgun blast.
Yeah, he didn't have the mana for the adaptive. That would have been a kill. Unfortunately, just 3 mana short, and by the time he had enough, he'd already safely gotten away.
And it goes to show this mana burn, how effective it is against this.
Dude, Diffusal is still somehow one of the most underrated items in Dota. We saw a Thompson TI victory by effectively just ooming a Bristleback, and it's the same story here. These heroes like Tiny, like Morphling, they need mana to be able to play offensively. The items themselves just start to add up. E-Blade's 100, Manta's 125, the adaptives. And it's 50 per hit from both the Monkey King, the Wukongs, and then the statues that he continuously leaves behind him as he walks around. And like, you're not going to target Tiny. He's got 40 armor on DJ, but with no mana, he's effectively just a walking, rock.
23 Savage definitely has a, Nisha trying to sneak an outpost here. There's only going to be Jabs TPing in though. Oh, he may actually just be going for this kill as the statues spawn on Jabs. Jabs is just fearless. Maybe the best way, maybe the worst way. I'm not sure.
I mean, he has no buyback. Luckily, he's only level 17, so it was just a 50-second respawn.
Oh, Aeon Disc for Zai. That'll certainly help as he's been targeted by Fnatic the entire game.
Oh, man. They all in for him. And you can see what, because he has to die for 23 Savage to be able to play these fights. And he recognizes, I think both teams kind of know the name of the game.
I mean, everything they're doing is here to enable 23 Savage, one of the best Earthshaker Morphling combo players in the world. Led that that Ginnebrew's team, or whatever their name was last year, almost got them qualified to TI off of.
Yeah. 1 game away, and in truth, they should have won the game. But I understand how that feels. I have also been on the losing end of a 3-2 series that would have got my squad to TI. That also ended in the wee hours of the morning. Let's change the subject.
Also disbanded a team as a result?
Not quite, but eventually.
Eventually. Left some scars. Witless Shaco, we've got tier 4 items that are going to start bouncing around. We'll see who gets the better of that. As Magic Lamp will help Puppy a little bit, as will the Witless Shaco. Forever has that one. But a Ninja Gear, it's always an interesting opportunity for someone like DJ to find an opening on a kill.
And also the Basher now on the Pango, along with the Ags for Ice. So suddenly all these swashbucklers might back.
And they're going to try and chain stun him here, but he does manage to get off his BKB. That makes a huge difference. Maybe just initiating on Matumbe Man at all is a questionable decision because he is so damn tanky.
Yeah, almost 4,000 health. The AC as well. Timeless Relic now on the Pango. That is quite nice.
Yeah, that
more status resist and spell damage.
Increasing the debuff duration of like your disarm or your Rolling Thunder stun in.
It's also one of, I think, only, what, 2 or 3 items in the game that increase well, mechanics, are they not even items?
Yeah, mechanics.
It's like Rubik and Timeless Relic.
Yep.
Oh, and Bane Nightmare. Or Enfeeble. Whatever. Yeah.
We know what you mean. Turn into a tree on top of a tree. It seems it's going to be 23 Savage is going to be carrying around that Ninja Gear. So he can smoke up and try and find these pick-off opportunities by himself. After all, he's the big damage burst. But who can he really go for? Both the Lich and the Ancient Apparition have tanked up considerably, and then the other 3 heroes are strength heroes.
Yep. I will say, Nisha, Monkey King is one of the best heroes to hit 30 because all of your talents are just so value later in the game. Like, Tree Dance Vision, great. More Jingu, sure. Boundless, like, the 100 armor Wukongs, you're not going to die in the ring with
especially
125
how
armor.
big the ring is.
Yeah.
Like, you've got such a wide area to work with. Reminder, they only need one more lane of barracks to be able to get megas. So it could be something just as simple as them running up, popping Wukong's command, and Fnatic may not be able to find him. They do manage to spot a big pick, but Matumbaman intercepts, catches 23 Savage. They're going to be able to hit with Geist Blast as well. The Abyssal Blade fall up, Chain setting him down, and that is enough. 23 Savage falls. He does have buyback.
That was he just using the ninja gear to smoke around, ended up doing, what? Walking up the high ground with no vision?
To be fair,
That didn't work?
he did have some vision because he spotted the Earthshaker in the first place. Nisha popping his BKB, gets off the Wukong's command, but Moon was able to get back in time, so...
They forced the buyback though, job done.
Yeah.
Roshan up, time to take a fight. They don't have Wukongs though, so, or RP actually. If you want to get aggressive now, Fnatic, it's the time.
It kind of feels like they just have to go for this Roshan to force a team fight now.
Because even if there's buybacks available, this is a huge window because there's no ultimates. And with no RP, no Wukong, the area control for Secret just isn't there, especially if you're able to kill Zai. He's got the Prince's Knife though, so you got to be cautious as Moon if you get hexed up immediately before you BKB.
They got a successful scan on the high ground, but I don't think that Secret would be anywhere else at this point. They've got an active shrine. They need to be near Roshan. They're just going to stand up on that high ground and wait for Fnatic to come to them.
That's the right play, because if you end up walking into Fnatic without ults, you're probably going to lose that engagement. But if you just stand still, you can see them sort of spread a bit, making sure there's no path for Fnatic to surprise them.
How long do those statues last again from the Monkey King when he spawns them?
I think 30 seconds?
Yeah, it's a decent amount of time, right?
30.
12 seconds.
Oh, no, only 12, but they're every 3.5. So you can only have 3 up at a time. Hold up, Mike.
It's going to be dangerous. DJ needs to get out of here. Double force
Oh,
that.
he's gonna get- oh,
Can
no,
they
he
break
missed the tree!
Okay, they got the net, but he didn't break the tree, and sadly, Matumban does get hit by the Rolling Thunder in the back line, but they don't want to overcommit here into this tier 2. Instead, they're going to be able to toss Nisha back in. DJ trying to get out. They poke at this Monkey King. Time and time again, the Fisher, the two-man stun that will help Nisha disengage. And Fnatic, I think 23 Savage just a bit gun-shy here as he's been picked off a number of times when he goes for these kills.
He's got no buyback is the problem.
Yeah.
You want to play aggressive there. That could have been an opening. The ult's now coming up for Secret, so that window is closed. But if you die, you just get AA blasted, stun once. It's just game over because you're dead for so long without a buy.
Dude, Nisha has 4,000 HP.
Yeah.
He is a big, tanky, beefy boy. And inside the Roshan pits, they're going to be able to grab Aegis Cheese and Refresher Shard.
And Moon also picks up a Minotaur Horn, so playing with effectively a double BKB. And it can sometimes trick people out because you assume they've BKB and then all of a sudden they've used it. It just makes it easier for him to hunt down the AA. But Secret have done a really nice job. Because of the Glimmers, they have 2 Force Staffs, one on both AA and Lich. Just keeping whoever's getting caught away from trouble.
I mean, doesn't Fnatic kind of have to go fight Secret? Like, if you just let Secret run at your base right now, they're going to get off Wukong's command, and you can't fight into that. They're just going to take your moment.
That is correct, and that's why Secret, they've pushed out the lanes, and now they're just beelining for it.
And Fnatic, they're not actually going to go for a fight outside the base. Instead, they're trying to somehow force Team Secret back, but they're going to just ignore that bottom lane push.
This is going to be scary.
They need DJ to come in big here. They need him to be able to get the right kind of blink initiation. Blink toss back with the top of end, and Nisha already coming forward. Boundless Strike, setting up the Tiny, and the RP in the back line. Is he going to skewer him back in? Not quite. He's just going to deal with them himself, as there's already going to be buyback from the Tiny. A skewer back in. Moon is going to be able to jump back to the back line. They do have the impetus damage, but there's that Wukong's man. 23 Savage has to get out of it. Almost managed to finish off, but Tumman couldn't quite get it. He skewers on through. Nisha pull back a little bit. They're trying to approach him from a distance, but the tier 3 is dead. Secret can back up. They still have the Aegis. They still also have that Refresher Shard. So they can approach this fight the same way if they want to. They're going to give the Refresher Shard to the Magnus to give him an RP. Doesn't look like they'll hold on to it from now. There's no rush to these things.
Wait for the ultimates. You've done your job. You've forced a buyback.
They know.
The tier 3.
I think they know Fnatic needs to kind of push out right now. And so they're just sticking around these high grounds.
Shadowblade, they still have Dunk. Refresher Shard as well on Nisha. He will have Wukongs if necessary, but you just camp this area, stand on the high ground. Again, together, but spread up enough that Fnatic can't get some sort of crazy AoE combo. Wait for the ultimates, regroup, go back top.
Best part that Nisha, the 4K HP hero, is able to kind of be the front line for them. And even better that he's on top of a tree. So Fnatic, if their smoke was to run into him, they wouldn't immediately be able to figure out where he is. Long-range stun from the Fisher. The swashbuckle barely going off. The Boundless Strike to follow it up there. But Matumbaman, he wants something bigger. He's going to wait until he tries to go for his RP. Double Abyssal Blades onto Ice. Another swashbuckle gets him back. Now he's going to Rolling Thunder in. Try and chain stun some of these heroes. But Matumbaman, BKB, turns around, bashes immediately. They manage to get the Jingle Staffs onto Nisha. Nisha takes a lot of damage there, but he pops BKB, gets off the Wukong's command. With that life steal, he's going to go for jabs. With the following up of his BKB, he gets that support kill. Now it's follow-up. They hit the Boundless Strike onto Moon. He's trying to deal with that Monkey King. Actually broke the tree as he skewered on through. That controlled out the Monkey King, but he can't go for that kill because he's got the Aegis. Ice Blast on through. Doesn't actually hit 23 Savage. That's why he's able to commit a little bit more. Not quite enough to be able to get Matumbaman. A Glimmer Cape saved him from the nuke. Nisha still on the hunt. Still daring Fnatic to turn on him, but as they buy back, a little bit scared. Adaptive Strike knocks him down, but Nisha still able to jump away to the trees once again. Team Secret just playing it to perfection right now, retreating without losing anything. They force buybacks. That is one small step further into the grave for Fnatic.
Oh yeah, they're gonna eventually need to just take a chance, right? Because Secret so far have done a great job just sort of accepting these fights, finding kills. They know there's buybacks and they kite away. Fnatic have to just hard commit and get something. You can see they're still going for Zai, but the combination of the Force Staffs, the Glimmer Capes, he's just not going down. The Aeon Disc, it's just near impossible now for Savage to enter a fight and have an AA be dead first, or assist in it. You need a nullifier on someone to be able to purge that off. And I'm not quite sure who the person would be to pick that up.
Got all their ultimates, 23 Savage. Oh, toss back, skewer back, attempted, but Matumbaman pops his BKB. It's a cute idea, but they can't afford any pickoffs here as they have no buybacks.
That was a sick idea. Come on, that would have been insane.
Would have been, but unfortunately didn't quite have the initiation. On skewer into the impetus shot as well.
Into the fountain.
Into the fountain.
Oh, he has no target. He's gonna respawn to the fountain.
Can they actually get him stunned here? He does have a BKB. If they can skewer him back even further, but BKB activated by Nisha.
He jumps into the trees, but he killed the tree.
He knocked him down on the ground, but at the same time, the buildings are in trouble. Toss him back in the fountain again. Nisha, he's like, get me out of here. I don't want to be in the fountain anymore. This is not a fun game. But damn it, all the rest of the team is finishing off those racks. They're gonna turn in the tiny, chain stun him up and down. One dead, but the melee back's in trouble. Matumbaman, he doesn't have a BKB. He's trying to finish it off all by himself. They do manage to get the disarm though. He needs to be able to finish off that melee barracks to get the Magus, but he can't quite do it. Same goes with the Lich. He can't do anything either. That melee barracks will survive on 200 HP.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, Yapzor.
Oh.
Is he gonna do it?
He's gonna do it. He's got spider legs.
He's gonna do it.
He's gonna. The bottom is it?
Yapzor, no. Go for it, dude.
Did he buy back?
He's got
it.
They all have buyback.
Yapzor.
Oh.
I'm disappointed. Come on, you got haste.
You gotta go for the big plays, man.
Didn't he watch VP Liquid yesterday? 4 positions can make big moves. Anyway, that was sick. Fnatic, all the credit in the world. I don't care if they lose this game ultimately. Wow, like, you talk about creativity. They did this the first time Secret tried to siege top.
Oh, Echo Slam into the game. Morphling is not gonna die. Barely survives me. Continue on with this replay, the multiple tosses and skewers.
The fact that not only designing that play, right, is cool enough. The fact that they were able to execute it to such a high degree. That Ag's skewer range, by the way, took him from like outside the tier 3 almost to toss range of the fountain. That's so cool.
The 23 Savage read on where the Monkey King was going to jump and cutting down those trees, that was a sick play as well.
Yeah. Savage, his only weakness as a player throughout his career has just been discipline and, you know, the easy heroes, right?
Yeah.
Everyone, you know, shout out to Fada watching nearby, like the stalwart Viper DK player. The type of guy that can do something like that is not the same as somebody who prefers to style, right? The PLs, the Morphling. Like, I never even had the hotkeys to properly Delta split, let alone do whatever he just did.
Well, one small little building is all that stands between Fnatic from Super Creeps and Mega Creeps, but something tells me that seeing them execute that fountain pushback, even if Megas were to happen, they'd still stand and fight this out. Nothing changes a game like a Dagon 5.
On the courier?
I don't know. Is he going to carry it? He's going to carry it. I mean, he's got E-Blade, Adaptive Strike. He's just trying to pop somebody.
Okay. His right-click damage isn't high, but I think they recognize that you're not going to be able to use right-click damage to win this game. You've got to just blow people up.
How does he do that, though, against these tanky cores?
Well, easy, Cap. You just bring him to the fountain.
Okay. What happens if you have to fight around Roshan, which is, I think, what we're waiting for Secret? That's going to be a different story. Item pick rate here, 0%. Nobody does this like 23 Savage.
And he's now already backpacked it to swap in the ninja gear to just keep smoking himself up. I mean, maybe that's the play. You smoke into the E-Blade Dagon, try and find a support kill.
I mean, he can't even kill Zai because the Aeon does.
Yeah, they scanned him out. They know exactly where they are. And now they know exactly where Savage is. And there's a gem on Yap, so you can find anybody. Buyback status. Who's the got one left? Everybody will have theirs up. No, Savage actually spent the money for his buyback.
All right.
So he does not have one.
I can respect it.
It actually
go for that Dagon. Go big.
Why not? Tiny, Ember, Ench will still have their cooldowns for a little bit longer.
Boots of Travel? The Enchantress? I'm not sure how much split pushing he's going to be able to do. I kind of want, like, I feel like Fnatic has a chance if Jabs could turn into a core.
Yeah, hang on. They're gonna go get that mega creep if they don't be careful.
Yeah. What about your base? Guys, backdoor protection may not save you from Matumba Man and Nisha, as they actually show themselves, but they actually found an initiation on a puppy. He's already dead. What about that melee barracks? As the Monkey King as well as Matumba Man, they're skewering and jumping forward, hoping to be able to catch Fnatic as they're isolated from their base. Yeah. They're not sure which way to go. Back into the base they go as Monkey King. He's going to be chainstone a little bit here. Disarmed as well. Continuing to take damage. He's going to pop his BKB. Wukong's command and out.
Got no glyph. Now there's a glyph. They had an opportunity, but yeah, the glyph's up. They waited too long.
Now the Wukong's command, that may eventually fade. Here's the initiation, comes in the back line. They two-man Echo Slam with their Chain Frost, but it doesn't actually stick to them on the right-hand side. Ice managed to knock that Monkey King down. He's controlled up for a little bit. The Glimmer Cape is helping him save. 23 Savage jumps onto him, immediately turns onto a tiny, tosses him up in the air, and finishes him off. Matumba Man now going to be controlled up by Ice. Rolling Thunder back-to-back stunts. 23 Savage starts laying out the damage, but as you said, low on physical damage. Matumba Man is going to be slow to die here as he slowly inches his way towards that melee barracks. Not good enough to finish off the building. Another team fight loss for Team Secret.
And their lead is evaporated as well, Cap. Suddenly it feels like a repeat of game one. Is Fnatic actually going to claw their way back into this game? Buybacks are up on everybody but Puppey. Again, it feels like Secret was playing a little too hesitant there, right? We were complimenting them for playing so well, like getting these buybacks, expanding their lead. But now it's at a point where you could have taken a chance that there were creeps in base, there was no glyph, and just one melee racks away from Megas. They don't enter the base. Instead, they pursue Fnatic, and by the time they actually get there to drop Wukong's glyphs up, it effectively negates the command ring, and then you're losing the fight.
It's like they got two different calls or something. They were just kind of going back and forth. Which way are we gonna go?
Yeah, there's a what's the word? A shitty plan's better than two great plans.
I can take it.
And I don't know which direction should have been ideal, but like with Pango in the base and 4 heroes to your left, I think either way you go as a squad would have worked out. But either way, Secret's still in a solid position, just a 1K lead, which will pretty much be gone once this Roshan gets taken out. The Courier will survive jabs. You just don't have the right click damage, my friend.
So is there a sick Aghanim Scepter we can give away? Our Morphling, does he still have the Aghanim?
Tiny maybe? You're missing some physical damage? You start throwing Tree Volley?
Maybe, but he doesn't have any physical damage items yet.
Ember already has one.
It just feels a little inefficient to like sell an Aghanim Scepter on one of these cores.
You could give it, I think maybe actually selling it on Morph just for the item slot. And then eating it yourself. Hold up, Moon.
Moon gonna be Abyssal Bladed up. The Force Staff trying to save him. The Ethereal Blade. It might just save for the Wukong's man until an Echo Slam says, nope, he's dead. A buyback is up on Moon. If Secret somehow get caught in this fight, he may buy back and try and jump into this fight. Abyssal Blade onto Jabs. Jabs slowing down with the untouchable. They're going to be able to get the Tiny as well with the RP. Locked up on 2, but look at that, the Monkey King is almost dead. The Ice Blast is coming in. It doesn't hit 23 Savage. Nisha's almost dead. Moon is down here after his buyback. Is able to bring him down. But Tubman wasn't able to chase down Ice, but Poppy is able to help him get the kill. 23 Savage. Knockback is going to TP away, but a Yule Scepter. It caught him just in time. Sai is there to be able to catch 23 Savage, but turns into a Pango. Swashbuckles away, and now Ice. He sees the opportunity to go back in with no more Aeon Disc up on the Ancient Apparition. He's going to be left to die here as Ice looks for more. It's going to be able to control up on Matumman, tosses him back. Avalanche, he's got a skewer, but if he can't actually get it off, he's not going to be able to get away. 23 Savage! No! The Force House! Get him away! He's dead! He does have a buyback. They need to be able to catch his Monkey King. He bought back for this. They need to be able to force stab him out, but he's denied by the skewer over and over again. He's being tossed back time and time again, and now the Rolling Thunder. It hit Matumba Man right as he went in. Nisha, he's almost away with the BKB, but Swashbuckle hits him again, and he's dead. 2 minutes down. Matumba Man, he's going to have to fight this out 4 versus 5, but 23 Savage, he will not quit. He's going to stay on top of Matumba Man. Another toss-up available from DJ, but BKB goes off in time for Matumba Man. Look at the base, though. They need to defend that. Moon's going to be on it as Ice, and 23 Savage, they strike again. Shotguns out. Not enough to be able to bring down Puppy. 100 seconds left for the Monkey King, but Fnatic have a base to defend and a Roshan to claim.
You've got to get aggressive with this, though, Cap. You've got no buybacks on, and literally every hero on Fnatic bought back. They're all alive for now, but you've got to win the game in the next 90 seconds. This is your window. Play for the W. Roche, screw it. Just go for the throne. All of a sudden now, if you don't make something happen here, Secret's going to have the ability to pick anybody off, and then they're the ones with the 5-on-4 advantage for a considerable amount of time with everybody such high levels.
But if you can get the Aegis, you still have some time, right? The Echo Slam! He got him! Roshan finishes on 23 Savage, dead for 2 minutes is Big Daddy Absol, swinging his cojones around in the Roshan pit. Gets a clutch kill that might have just saved it because he also has the buyback too. So he's going to be able to join the rest of his team for a 4-on-4 where Moon, he may just die here. The Chain Frost, it finishes him off. Yapzor stunning up by Sai. Swashbuckle over the side. They need to be able to find a kill on one of these heroes, but they're also too damn tanky. The Strength Eaters are too big. Jazz is trying to make his way away, but he can't actually get away from the Fisher. He's now dead. Ice is going to be caught in the Enchantona as well. Yapzor says, you're not going anywhere, my friend. DJ, you're going to be caught as well, and that's it. GG. Yapzor ends it with the Echo Slam in the pit.
Wow.
To take game 2.
Wow, what a hell of a game. This is a neutral fan's delight. I mean, if you're a fan of one of these teams, you're pulling your hair out, but one of the best games of Dota I've seen played on this patch. By far one of the most entertaining. Sure, mistakes were made, but this was all about making plays. Both teams balled out. I'm so hyped we get a game 3. What a series.
I can't lie, Kyle, I'm a little happy Fnatic lost that game. Because these 2 games have been so hype. I don't care what the end result is. I want to see a game 3, and that is on the list.
Oh, man.
What a crazy series so far. Fnatic almost had it. They were almost able to make the comeback 2 times in a row, but sadly, Team Seek were just able to out-execute them ever so slightly. Shout out to Yapzor for that final Echo Slam. And for now, I think we all need to take a breather. So let's go to a break before we break down that game.